Hello everyone, myself Indrajit Pandey and you are watching me teaching Reshaping India's Political Map. This is the second chapter of class 8 social science book and this is going to be the last part of this chapter. So it is going to be very interesting. In this chapter, we have learned so many things and the time has come to give the final touch, right? The last part is coming. So let's see what is there in the last part, right? So please have a look here. Reshaping India's political map. We have studied all these things. Got it? All these things we have studied. If you'll go through the videos, no, you will understand each and every word that what is written. So you can see here that now we are going here. Resistance to the Mughals is over, and you see Battle of Saraighat also we have studied, and we have to yes. Now the topic has come. The topic is administering India. How to administer India? Administering India under this topic. Administration under the Delhi Sultanate. What type of administration? How they carried out? How they controlled such a vast empire? We are going to see here. See, the Delhi Sultanate introduced a political system centered on the Sultan. It means the Sultan was the whole sole authority, the whole sole power. He was having all the power, economic power, military power, everything, political power. He was holding all the powers. So the center of power was Sultan, right? He was the center of power. Who possessed absolute authority on the political and military head and whose duties according to contemporary chronicles including defending the territories of Islam. What was his prime duty? His prime duty was to defend the territories of Islam from any type of aggression, any type of invasion, right? Okay, then to impose and collect taxes from the people, to look after the welfare of the people. These were some of the works which the Sultan had to did, the ruler was doing. है ना? So you can see here and keep in touch with public affairs and the condition of the people by personal contact. The Sultan was, however, assisted by a council of ministers. This is Sultan and these were the council of ministers, right? These were the council of ministers. And Sultan, he used to talk on several matters, and these council of ministers sometimes they were the in charges of different area, and Sultan used to take advice from them, but it was Sultan was free that whose advice he is going to take or he will give his own decision, right? So this is the thing. Sultan was the main person. One instrument of administration was the Ikta system. Now, what was Ikta system? Very simple. When we talk about Ikta system, what was Ikta system? Ikta. Ikta. A land was given to a person, and the person to whom the land was given was called Iktadar. Was called Iktadar. And what was the job of Iktadar? To impose and collect taxes on the people living in that area or his area. And his duty was to maintain an army with that collected tax. And whatever the money was left after that, that money had to be deposited to the Sultan's treasure. And this post, no, Iktadar, the post was not hereditary. It cannot be passed from one generation to another generation. Got it? So it cannot pass from one generation to another generation. And there was close look by the accountants. There were accountants also. There were so many people who were appointed by the Sultan to keep a close watch that how much taxes Iqtidar has imposed on the people and how much he's using, what he's doing. You know why this Ikta system was started? So that whenever Sultan will ask for military, then in in a short notice, the Iqtadar can provide the military, right? So that's why the system was created. Now let's talk about the Mughal administrative framework. What was the structure of the Mughal administration? Different in charges were made at different levels. Now we are going to talk about the Mughal administration framework. Mughal administration administration framework. Or what it was. You can see here, aiming at greater control and efficiency, Akbar recognized his administrative machinery. How he give recognition to the people. Different jobs were given to different people. The Divan took care of finances, of finances. Then we have Mir Bakshi, who used to look after the military affairs. Next one is Mir Bakshi. And then we have Khane Shama, who was in charge of the royal household, and he was in charge of all the public works, trade, industry, everything. And after that, there is Sadr. The Sadr was responsible for justice, religious, and educational matters. So, what we saw here, we saw that there were different in charges, the responsibilities or the duties were given to the people. First, you can see here, I told you the Diwan. He was he was looking after the matters related to finance. Got it? Then we have Mir Bakshi. Mir Bakshi. He dealt with military affairs, military matters, or military affairs. Then we have Khane Shama. Khane Shama. Public work, you can say public works department, public works, trade, then royal household works, so many things, right? So I think it is not visible, no? Okay, let me write from here. It is you can, yeah, Khane Sama. Royal household. So I'm writing the short form. Royal household. Then we have public works, then trade, industry, so many things were there. Okay? Then we have another one, that is the Sadr. That is Sadr. Now, what was the job of Sadr? The Sadr was there to look after the religious matters. The Sadr, responsible for justice, religious, and educational matters. Now, why I'm writing here? The educational matters. So, mean to say, you will understand that all these people, these were the people who were given these responsibilities. They had to take care of the responsibilities, all these responsibilities. If any matter related to these things comes to the Sultan will ask these people. If the matter comes related to the finance, the Diwan will answer. If the matter comes with military affairs, Mir Bakshi will see the things. He will be answerable. All these things. So it was a good thing. And now we are also following the same thing. The name has changed. In today, what happens? There is ministry. It may be central government or state government. Different in charges are given to different ministers. and those ministers are responsible or accountable for their department. Got it? Okay. Now, such ministers were assigned to each of the empires 12 provinces. See, such ministers were assigned to each of empire's 12 provinces called Shubha, and which were further subdivided with effective balances enforced between the government officials. So the ministers were assigned the empire's 12 provinces, which we call Shubhas, and there was effective checks and balances that how the things are going. All these things were seen, right? Okay. And at the village level, traditional structures of self-government continued more or less undisturbed. At the village level, like a panchayat system, no, it was not touched. It was going on as per the custom or as per the system. Next, we see Akbar also instituted the Mansabdari system, the famous Mansabdari system. See, Mansabdari means Mansab means a rank. A rank was given as per the eligibility of the person. Akbar also instituted the Mansabdari system as Abul Fazl recorded in his Aine Akbari. What he has recorded, which describes Akbar's administrations. Mansabdars, that the officers according to their mansab or rank. What they were expected to maintain a precise number of elephants, horses, and camels as well as troops, so that at the time of need, any type of external aggression or anything, any invasion, the sultan can ask them that just provide me these number of elephants or camels or horses, all these things. So mansabdars, they were responsible to make the arrangements of all these. Next, we see this made it possible to assemble an army at a short notice. So the Sultan need not to maintain a permanent or regular army. Got it? Mansabdars were generally paid by being assigned land called Jagirs, and therefore they were known as Jagirdar also. They were known as Jagirdar also. A land was given, Jagir, Malikana Haq, you can say. And they were known as Jagirdars. And what was their duty? Same, to impose and collect taxes from the people, and from that taxes they had to maintain the army and all the other expenses. Despite Akbar's growing tolerance for different faiths, non-Muslims were kept in a minority. Okay? Non-Muslims, they were kept in a minority. In the beginning, Akbar followed the same policy as his predecessors did. But afterwards, he became very much tolerant towards other religions. But the number of minorities in his court, it remained same. It did not cross one third, or sometimes it was much less than that. If there were, suppose, 100 ministers, one third, it means 33 or less than that, were non-Muslims, not more than that. Even among Muslim officers, those of foreign origin were generally favored, and those who were of Indian origin were ignored. So this is the thing. Next we see Todermal. Todermal, Akbar's finance minister. What he did, he made so many changes, and in history book it is written at so many places, Raja Todermal. What he did, Todermal was Akbar's finance minister, and he introduced an efficient revenue system. What type of revenue system? He took a land survey, and the land which was very fertile, he imposed higher taxes. The land which was average fertile, The taxes was implemented was less than that. The land which was barren or sandy. So as per the quality of the land, the taxes were imposed. Not only land, the production, the type of crops, each and everything was measured, and then only the taxes were imposed. So Akbar's total sums policy towards the land revenue, it made significant changes, and that's why this person, Todarmal, Raja Todarmal, he became very famous, right? Okay. Now let's talk about the people's lives. Despite shifting political powers were shifting from 13th and 17th century. India witnessed so many changes, but the agrarian society were not disturbed. Trade and commerce were not disturbed. See here. India witnessed vibrant economic activity thanks to its agrarian foundations, thriving artisanal industries, community based and temple based economies, and extensive trade networks. Building on decentralized economic and social systems such as Sreni, guilds, or jatis, professionally defined communities and systems for credit, the subcontinent remained one of the wealthiest regions of the world. Sultans were coming and going, but the agrarian society was the base of this country. It was left untouched. Those people who were good artists, those who were skilled, the trade and commerce, different industries, they were left untouched. The guilds restrictions, there were no guild restrictions. There were the merchants associations, traders association. They used to make their own rules. So all these things made India a wealthiest country. Like, I'm just giving you an example, in comparison to present government, we are having our central government or state government. Whoever the chief minister or the prime minister comes and go, rest of the things remain same. Only, only the name of the prime minister or the chief minister will change. So in the same way, at that time also the sultans were changing, but rest of all those things they remain unchanged. Temples remain economic hub. So many economic activities were attached to the temples. It may be those who are selling prasad or flowers, or that is garlands, or those who are making flags, the priest, the sweepers, the floor cleaners, every person. They were engaged with different types of work. And temple, it was a center of huge wealth. So this was the thing, right? Okay. The Sultanate period saw some progress in infrastructural work. During Sultanate period, there was development in the infrastructural works, like the roads developed, the bridges which were made at that time, they still they are present. Then, and other irrigational works of new cities of all of which expanded considerably during the Mughal period. Coins in several metals and denominations were introduced as currencies. Coins which were introduced at that time, it was a type of token currency. Now also we are using token currency. Now different types of currency was in use. You can see here rupiah of silver and dam of copper. Now a Persian wheel, you can see in the picture here. In so many villages you will see this type of things, right? Earlier it was few years back. A Persian wheel used to draw water. It was used to draw water from wells or tanks to irrigate the fields. Now, agriculture was the mainstay of the Indian economy. We have already seen how rulers relied on agrarian revenue to maintain their administration and military. Whatever the taxes were collected, they were collected in the form of revenue, and some were in the form of cattle also. But mainly, our society from the very beginning remained an agrarian society, typically extracting land revenue at one-fifth of the produce. See, most of the sultans they imposed total one-fifth of the total produce, but some of them they made it half. That half of the total produce you will have to pay as tax. The expansion of irrigation system increased agricultural productivity, allowing for the production of multiple crops. The expansion of irrigation system. When irrigation system increased, different types of crops were growing at the same time. We call it multiple cropping and includes both food, rice, wheat, barley, pulses, sugarcane, and all that, spices. And non-food items were also in use, like the cotton, which fed on thriving textile production. Then we have silk, wool, dyes, timber, jute, etc. So both food items and non-food items, they were under use. Now let us note that production of silk, note that agriculture output varied from region to region. I told you, as per the irrigation facility, as per the type of land, as per the help from the Sultan, everything. It was related to so many things. You can see here, the peasantry suffered several famines in this period with relief depending upon the particular ruler's benevolence. It was totally upon the sometimes, you know, uh, our agriculture is mostly since past so many years, our agriculture was so totally dependent on the monsoon. At present also, most of our agriculture, maximum percentage of agriculture is dependent on monsoon. We have made some changes, we have made some arrangements, but still monsoon is at the top. We are dependent for our agriculture produce on monsoon, heavily on monsoon. And you can see here, if there was any famine or drought or anything, it was totally Sultan's thinking that how the Sultan is going to give relief to his subjects or to his people. Apart from textiles, craftspeople made a wide range of products from weapons to utensils to ornament, jewelry items. All these people, they were skillful people, and they used to make different types of ornaments, jewelries. Sometimes some were engaged in making weapons and all that. So what is given here? See, shipbuilding, it was essential because ship was used. Ship was used and for trading activities and all that. Got it? And it needs lots of skills. Shipbuilding skill was not an easy skill. It was used to carry out the trade. The people were they used to move from one place to another place. To when trade and commerce was in use, it was in practice. People they used to transport their goods. Sometimes, most of the time, the people also do they go for business activities for business purpose to other countries. You can see here, overseas trade developed considerably in those centuries. Indian goods were exported through coastal and riverside towns such as Calicut, Mangalore, Surat, Masulipatam. All these cities to whom you are seeing here, they were near the rivers. So through water, the business or trading activities were carried out. India imported. Now, at that time, India was exporting more, importing less, because India was self-sufficient. So India was exporting more and importing less. What type of items India imported? India imported much less than it exported. Import products included silk, horses, metals, and all kinds of luxury goods. Merchants from Arabia, Persia, that is now Iran, and Central Asia, they settled in Indian ports. Now, Hundi system also enabled merchants to transfer funds. Now, what is Hundi system? See, it is a type of credit. What type of credit? That a page will be given. Suppose, now understand Hundi system. It's very interesting. What is Hundi system? Hundi. Hundi system. Now, what was it? Suppose a person A has to go to some other country by sea route, by sea route to this place. This is B. This is let it be C, right? And he has to purchase horse. What? Horse or any type of goods, right? Is it visible? No. Okay, let me write here. Hundi system. A person A has to go to through the sea route to this place, to some foreign country or some other place. He will go through sea route, and this person knows that if he will go by sea route, he is having huge amount of money, and वो कहते हैं ना समुद्री डाकू, right? They may snatch it. His money may be lost by some or other way. Then what this person will do? So what this person did, suppose he has to export, you can say it, let it be, he has to import, suppose it is horses, right? Horses. What item? Horses. What he will do? He will pay all those money. Suppose he has to purchase 300 horses. What he will have to do? He will have to pay the amount 300 horses amount, okay, amount to D. He has given the money to D, and what D will do? D is having partner in at this place. He will give a slip on which 300 horses, money, everything is written. Some seal will be there, and only the thing is, when this person will go to this place, right? He will have to show the paper or the seal. That person will get all the 300 horses over there. This was the system. We call it Hundi system. Got it? It was very safe. The Hundi system also enabled merchants to transfer funds across political boundaries without physically transporting the money. No need to transport the money. No need to carry out the money. So what they did, they used to give them, to give a person whose friend was in some other country, right? Where he has, from where he has to purchase horses or anything. And with that paper or any type of seal, that person, he's just carrying and giving it to that person, and he's sending it. And it was insured also. There was banking system also. Trader communities such as the Marwadis became adept at operating across different political regimes, developing parallel system of credit and trust that functioned independently of official structure. So this system, no, credit system, money matters, trade and commerce, it was totally on moral basis also, and it was operating across different countries. Now, what is Hundi? Hundi was a written instruction to make payment to an individual. It could be carried across political borders and enable financial transactions without the need to carry the cash and all that. Got it? A precursor to modern banking, these systems worked across trade networks without the participation of the ruling class. Okay. Temples, as we know, it was the center of the activity. We have already discussed. While early periods of prosperity, the late 1600s witnessed economic stress. Peasants were often left with a small share of their produce. See, this thing the peasants were facing, that they had small produce with them, imposed taxes and all that. It was hard for them to survive. So, condition of craftspeople and laborers too often faced the harsh economic conditions. India was still a land of abundance, as testified by Arab and European travelers. So all these people, when they came to India, no, they have written about the system or the culture or the conditions of the people who are living here. That what type of people are living here, what language they are speaking, what is their eating habits or food habits, their culture, their dress, everything. Then they started writing about the sultans, the economic condition of the people, financial conditions, each and everything they used to uh, write in their diaries. So I think we have completed this chapter, right? It's nothing else. We have already discussed these things. So, so this was the last topic which we have discussed. So, thank you very much. If you have liked my video, please like, subscribe, and share it to others so that those children who are not uh, getting any tuition or anything for social science, they can go through it. I'm teaching here total NCRT, pure NCRT only. Okay, thank you very much. Keep supporting me.